episode of Gourmet Chef. I hope you had a chance to watch the first episode and maybe you got to make the Yangshuo eggplant for yourself. Today is a kind of a special episode because my trusty sous chef, Sennett, is going to be showing you his favorite recipe. He's going to be making his famous fried rice, which he has perfected during his time here in Shanghai. It's a pretty big deal because he's never shared this recipe with anyone. Okay, so let's welcome Sennett to show you how it's done.
Hello everybody, so I'll be showing you how to make my fried rice today. It's a little different from the traditional fried rice that you would get in any restaurants because I try to mix some Chinese and Western ingredients. The great thing about fried rice is that it can last a long time and you can make a lot of it, so it's good for bachelors and college students because you could just stick it in the fridge and it'll stay for 2 or 3 days. So I'll show you the ingredients first. Come over here. First you'll need some sort of meat, ham or bacon or sausage if you'd like, and then some chopped up green onions, some minced garlic, about half an onion is alright, 2 or 3 eggs, and then some soy sauce, some Chinese chilies or any kind of chili if you like it spicy, some salt, and cumin, which is my special ingredient for almost anything I make. Sesame oil is very important. And then I already chopped up a pepper. It can be green, red, or yellow. It doesn't really matter. And then something special I usually add is some sort of cheese. Mozzarella or Parmesan works best because it gives your rice sort of a creamy texture. So I tend to cook the rice first while I'm cutting and preparing the food. This way you can have sort of a nice progression going on. And I usually use jasmine rice because it doesn't suck up too much moisture, which is good for frying. So as you can see, I've chopped up everything into little squares, the peppers, the onions, the cheese, and the ham. And now, while your rice is cooking, you want to pre-fry up your other ingredients. So I'm going to turn on our trusty hot plate. And for this, you probably want it to be about medium-low heat. Put in a little bit of sesame oil. So this is garlic that I'm putting in right now. After a few seconds of that cooking, you could just put in your onions and peppers at the same time. Don't put in the cheese. And this you can cook for a few minutes because you don't want hard peppers or hard onions in your fried rice. You want them to be not mushy but not crispy. So if you want your rice to be a little more saltier, you can put soy sauce or salt in your veggies. But do mind that once you put in the bacon and the ham or the sausages, it will be salty anyway. So after the veggies have been cooking for a few minutes, then you can put in your meat. And then you just keep stirring for maybe 2 or 3 more minutes, probably less. So at this point the veggies and everything are done cooking, so you want to take them out of your wok and put them in a separate bowl. Keep them somewhere warm, I guess. Alright, so our rice is ready now, and this is the important part. Always make sure that before you put the rice in the wok that the heat is on very low, because it's really easy to burn the rice when you first put it in.
What's that in the wok?
Oh, I cut up a little bit of butter in there so that the rice doesn't stick to the rice.
Okay.
So you can just dump the whole thing of rice in there. And as soon as you put it in, start stirring it. And then thereafter you put in your sesame oil. You can be pretty liberal with it because there's a lot of rice. After you mix in the sesame oil, you can mix in some more soy sauce. And the color that you want your rice to be is a sort of light brown. You notice that your rice is starting to stick to the bottom, then just turn your heat slightly lower, because your rice is already cooked, so you don't need to worry about that. Once you get it into sort of a uniform light brown color, then we can start mixing in our other vegetables. So this is what we made earlier, and then you can just dump it in. Again, stay on low heat, because everything is already cooked. You're just mixing it now.
Sounds good.
At this point, I usually don't put too much salt in it, just really a little bit, because with the soy sauce and the ham and everything, it should already be pretty salty.
And that's like a Sichuan salt, right?
Yep. I use a Sichuan salt that's got pepper, a little bit of pepper and other seasoning in it, but salt is fine. Okay, so this is where my fried rice really starts to diverge from the regular fried rice you order at restaurants. Usually when you order egg fried rice, they pre-scramble the eggs for you first and then they mix it in with the rice so you actually can see the scrambled eggs in it. But what I like to do is I'll beat the eggs first, 2 or 3 eggs is fine, and then I'll just pour it over the rice like this. Make sure you pour it evenly over or else you'll just get a soup. And then as soon as you pour it in, mix it in with the rest of the rice. This is so that your rice gets this really creamy texture. And I think it tastes delicious. But you don't have to do it if you don't like the way it tastes. You can always just pre-scramble it, but that will probably require you to have a second hot plate. I'm just going to say that if you are actually in possession of 2 separate hot plates, then for the target demographic that we're going for, you really need to reevaluate your investments in kitchen appliances if you have 2 hot plates. So after you have the eggs mixed in there, it's almost done. I now put some cheese into it. Make sure you don't put it at the bottom of the wok because I know it's just going to melt and burn at the bottom of your wok. The cheese is so that it gives it more taste. So it's why you want Parmesan, because it has a stronger taste. Mozzarella works fine too because it melts easier.
Little bit of Italian. Little bit of kucha in your fried rice.
And then the last seasoning that we want to put in there is the cumin. Again, for cumin you only want maybe half a teaspoon or so, because when you put too much in, it tastes bitter. And the last ingredient, it's just for decoration, is the green onion. You only need maybe like a palmful of it, not too much, because the taste can overwhelm the other things. And again, this is already cooked, so at any point when you're frying it, you can taste it to see if it needs more salt, more oil, etc. And because me and Erika like things spicy, we usually add in this Chinese chili. Erika uses this for her eggplants as well. And you just take a little bit and then just put it in there and mix it in. It doesn't need to be cooked. So you know it's ready when you think it starts to taste good. Just make sure you don't overcook it. Always keep it at low heat. And then just take it out when you think it tastes good. Alright, so here it is. It's my East meets West fried rice. So guys, try it out and impress your girlfriends or your first date. So cheers.
Do 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 do.